Hello everyone, I'm Heather and it is Shorty September time again. I know. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the Welsh weather is kicking my ass today. It is well hot. I am sweating like a pig, okay? But I had my fan on for a while and I was doing this video and like it just drowns it out. I can't have both the fan and the filming on. So I gotta take turns. I gotta film for a bit, drench myself in my own secretions, and then have like a fan break and then come back. Okay, so like this video, she's gonna take a while. Luke, I am your father. Okay, so Shorty September, right, is in his 5th year, and it was created originally by Bert and Sean at Storytime, but they have put a pause on their channel for now. It was like Bert's brainchild and Bert's baby and brilliant. He used to let me co-host it and do like the prompt sheet because he knows I like colouring in, right? When I asked Bert how he felt about it, if he wanted to do Shorty September this year, he said he can't see himself doing it this year at all, but he's happy for us to carry on with it without him, which seems scary and a little wrong. But when I thought, okay, I can't do it on my own, I gotta go to the community, okay? And I put it out to the community. I put it out to all of you. Should we do it? Can you be there with me? Can you help me? The outpouring of love, folks. The outpouring of love for Shorty September and for Bert and for everything that this is. After that many comments of people saying how much they love Shorty September and please don't let it die, how can we not do it? Okay? And loads of people mentioned the Shorty stack, and honestly, that's where I'm at as well. What am I just going to do with the stack of books in the corner I've been collecting for Shorty September all year? Am I just going to put them back on the shelf? I think that, folks. I think that. So, we're doing it. Let's do it. September 2025, okay? 5th anniversary. It's a go. We've got 3 hosts now this year, okay? So me, and then Karen at Roving Reader, and Crystal at Fiber Artsy. Both super cool people, cool channels, okay? I feel like as well, there's like a what would Bert do test going on. Not to like talk about him like he's dead or anything. He's just, you know, hanging out over there. It's fine. But trying to think about this like as if Bert were here with us, planning it with us, you know, would they pass the test? And I feel like both Karen and Crystal, Bert vibes, 100% Bert vibes, okay, A+. But because I do feel like this isn't my Shorty September, you know, he's like, I feel like he's like giving it to the community, do you know what I mean? I can't do it on my own, I need community support. We've got loads of like helpers going on in the background as well. We've got Charlie at Literary Multitudes. She's going to be running our Instagram, okay? We've had Mikiko. She's doesn't have a channel, but she comments a lot and she's got an Instagram. She's helping us out with like storygraph and stuff, okay? Marcella from Marcella on the Margins, she's had this idea for the tag and that was brilliant. Like, and there's loads of other channels that have asked if they can sort of help out and do some stuff. So I'm thinking, you know, can they help us with spreading the tag, you know, or sort of setting up things in the background, or like booktok. Any other ideas, any other help people want to do, any ideas that you have, like lay it on me, okay? Community vibes. This whole theme I feel for Shorty September 5th anniversary is grabbing Bert in spirit, taking him with us into the community to continue Shorty September into the new year. Oh my god. Okay, if you're new here and you're like, what is Shorty September? This is Shorty September, okay? 1st September to the 30th of September, we're reading Shorty books all month, okay? Shorty book, I feel like that's about 250 pages or less, okay? Some people think it's maybe less than that. Maybe it's just a book you know you can read in a day, you know? Is whatever you constitute in your mind as a Shorty book, okay? And we're just blowing through them. Like, you can do just however many you can do in that month, you know? See how many Shorties you can read in a month. Maybe you've got a stack and you're like, I'm just gonna blow through this stack. Or, if you're feeling extra, they're prompts. Okay, so in 2021, when Bert originally made Shorty September, he sent me like a little doodle notebook page of the prompts and like a little idea of what they could be, what they could sort of like be illustrated as or drawn as. And I've taken that as my inspiration for making the prompts and the prompts sheet for this year, like in a nod to bring him with us in this first year without him. Okay, so the first 6 prompts are just ones he originally had in that very first year when he had this first sort of brainwave, when he first gave birth to Shorty September. Okay, and the prompts sheet is based on those doodles. Okay, like sort of like a passing a note. If you were in school in the 80s and 90s, like I was, before you could sort of just like text your friend, but you needed to tell her something very urgent. Okay, you'd like doodle it, you fold it up, and you'd send it on to her. Okay, and then she'd write a response, she'd write something down, and she'd send it back to a little doodle. Okay, a little dude, maybe a little 90s S. Okay, and then maybe it needs to make its way around. Okay, so now the person behind you, she wants to know what's up. Psst, what are you saying? You gotta send it back to her. She's got to put something in, and then she's got to send it forward. Okay, and that's how you get these like beautiful masterpiece like past notes where they're folded up beautifully like class note origami, and then there's little doodles all over it and little messages and everything in like all in different like pens, you know, little gel pens, little highlighters or whatever. That's the inspiration for this year's prompt sheet. I'll put it up. I haven't printed it off yet, so I can't show it to you now. I was going to print it off at work. I haven't been to work yet. But like, I mean, don't tell anyone. I mean, just kidding. Why would I print it off at work? That's a waste of work paper. I'm going to print it off at the library, where people should be printing off their own personal things. Obviously. Okay, but I'm going to link it below so you can download it and print it out, okay? And you can go one step further if you want to. You can fold it up in this origami way we used to fold things and pass them as notes, okay? If you want. Don't feel stressed about it, okay? Because I don't want anyone to feel any stress. It's like when we made the zine, you know, you can make a zine or not make a zine. Don't feel stressed. But I will do a video about how to fold it, just in case you like feel an extra and you want to go the whole hog and you want to go all the way and commit to this whole project. Okay, so the prompts, okay, the original 6. So we've got 11 prompts because in the first year that Bert made it, he did just make 11 prompts, which is like a bit of a weird number. So I think in every year after he's made 12 because it sort of fits better in like a, I don't know, a frame or whatever. But this has 11 and then a bonus, okay, in a nod to Bert. So the first 6 are ones that he put in that first year. So like bouncing back, throwback. First one, Runway Fashion Shorts. Okay, this is a book that's been translated. If you like want to read it in English, you know, translate it to English, that's fine. But if you want to read it in German, you know, just translate it into German from whatever it was before. That's fine. Okay. Second one, Half and Half Shorts. I feel like this is a classic and a public favorite, okay? Definitely one of my favorites, where you read the book and then you watch the movie adaptation of the book, or vice versa, you know, the movie and then the book, whatever. There are no rules. You do you. Third one, Rip Shorts, okay? This one can be like a slasher, horror, thriller, or like just like a mystery if you're into cozy mysteries, okay? This is a flexible one. Okay, 4, I mean 4? 4, Boxer Shorts is the comfort read, okay? No explanation needed. You do you. What's a comfort read for you, okay? 5, Shorty Shorts. I love Shorty Shorts so much. This is a book from the 70s or 80s. And I think sometimes people are having a hard time finding one for this because they're not into books written in the 70s and 80s. I feel like if it's like set in the 70s and 80s, like a bit of a retro sort of setting, I feel like that still works. But those 70s and 80s authors, man, they're grandpa gold. I love them. I feel like, you know, I'm definitely going to be dipping into that, but there's flexibility here, okay? 6th one, Granddad Shorts. And this is a book you've just had for a while, okay? Like trying to read your shelf, you're committed to that and it's not working. Like, we'll just do one book at a time. One nod to the project of reading your shelf, okay? Pick out one little dusty dude. He's been there for ages and you're like, I'm definitely going to read this someday. Now's the chance. Okay, so then 5 new prompts. And I consulted very heavily with hosts and helpers all on this one. So this was community achievement, okay? First one, culottes, okay? And this is the kind of shorts that sort of look like a skirt when you put your legs together, you know? And then you sort of like jump out and it's like legs, you know, shorts like that. So this is read a book that looks like one thing but is actually something else, you know? Like maybe it looks like it's going to be this genre but actually it's this genre, you know? Or it looks like it's not a shorty, you know, but it is because it's 600 pages with just like each page has one word, you know? Like it's hiding, pretending to be something else, okay? Next one, running shorts. So this one, read a book in a day. Or like read a book just in sprints. Do you know what I mean? Or like say read it in 2 days. If reading a book in 2 days is like, you know, really fast generally for you when you'd read a book, like yeah, do that instead. Like feel like there are no rules here. Just like read the damn thing fast. Okay, third one of the new ones, bike shorts. So this one I think is my favorite, okay? You read a book and then you pair it with a deep dive, okay? Like a bit of extra research on the side, like Googling it or looking on Wikipedia or like getting another little book about it or an article about it, whatever. So if you're like reading a book and then you read it all and now you're like, oh, what did other people feel about this? And then you read a bunch of reviews about that book online. You sort of like deep dive into the reviews. Or if you read the book and you realize actually this time period it's set in, you don't know anything about that time period, you know, deep dive the time period, like go on Wikipedia and sort of like look up some stuff, whatever. Or like if it's based on, you know, a real event, you can look into that real event. Or if it's set in a country you don't really know that much about, blah, 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 something like that, okay? And you can do the deep dive before you read the book or after it or in the middle. There's no rules. Okay. And it's called bike shorts because bike shorts do a deep dive up your butt. Ooh, I'm coming to you from the future. Okay, it's just me later sort of thinking, I forgot a prompt. This exact same thing happened to me last year where I forgot a prompt. I don't understand how I've done the same stupid thing twice, like I can't count, okay? And it's one of my favorite ones. Okay, the one I forgot is a utility kilt. Utility kilt. Okay, like some people will argue that this isn't shorts, but I feel like we're just splitting hairs, okay? It's shorts adjacent is a kilt, okay? And this one, the prompt is to read a retelling, like a fairy tale retelling or like a legend retelling, or just read a book that's traditional meets modern. I know, right? Awesome. Okay, 11th prompt, last one before the bonus, is patent leather shorts, okay? And this one is a graphic novel or just a book that's like outside your comfort zone. It's a bit risky. We're gonna talk about the bonus prompt now, but I just need a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Okay, so the bonus prompt is a bonus because it's a bit intense, okay? So I want there to be no misunderstanding that the bonus is completely unnecessary and over the top. And if you want to do the bonus, that's awesome. But if you don't want to do the bonus, fine. No hard feelings between you and the bonus, okay? The bonus won't call you late at night and ask you why, okay? It's completely fine for you not to do the bonus. Bonus prompt is hand-me-down shorts. And the inspiration for this came from like watching a random Instagram video really late at night and then sending it on to a friend and then having like a whole discussion about it. But what they did is this person read a book and then annotated it with like sort of like pencil or whatever, or like sticky marks or sticky notes or whatever, just their thoughts, okay? And then they sent the book on to a friend with all the annotations in it. And then that friend also did it, like with their thoughts and like pencil or like sticky notes or whatever, and then sent it on to another friend like a past note. Bro? Oh, we're getting so complex, man. We're so dedicated to the theme, it's ridiculous. So the basic idea for the prompt is to do that, okay? So you read a shorty, like you don't have to do any pre-work or anything, like, you know, sometime in September you get a shorty, okay? And then for that month or whatever, or in a day or whatever, you read it and then just pencil in maybe your thoughts, or put on little stickies your thoughts or whatever, depending on how much you want to vandalize your personal property. Again, you don't need to do this if you don't want to. I want to force people to vandalize their property. But then you send it on to someone, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe another booktuber, or you could like meet this prompt really in any kind of creative way you want to. Like basically the idea is to read a shorty and to share your thoughts with a shorty with other people, with community. So however you want to do that, I think would meet the prompt. Like, what do you think? Like maybe if you're in a book club and you're reading a shorty, you know, and you're chatting to your book club at the meeting about the shorty, like that counts. Why not? Damn. But honestly, do the prompts. That's the bonus. Or don't do it, or do it in any way you want to, which shares your thoughts with other people about your shorty. Like, I cannot say enough that there are no rules about this. You just make the rules yourself in whatever way you want to. It's the beauty of Shorty September. Like I was talking to Crystal Fiberazzi, and she was like, I feel like the beauty of it for me is that it's always a little bit unhinged. Shorty September, like whatever you want, bro. Okay, I think we have covered everything. Tag. We're gonna do a tag video. I don't know when we're gonna do that. It's gonna come shortly. Also, I'll do a TBR, you know, the books that I'm gonna read. Maybe also recommendations, you know, like if you're stuck, like maybe I'll try to get that going as well. Like I don't want to overwhelm myself. Like everyone in the comments or whatever about this, they were like, please don't go too hard and then burn out. And I was like, me? Never! But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, in the meantime, please let me know. If you have questions about whether like a book would fit into a prompt, like the answer is yes, 100%. You make the rules. But if you want to chat about it anyway, let me know. And thank you. Thank you. Like that video with everyone like putting their love down for Shorty September, like it's amazing to sort of like be a part of it and be a part of like community that like loves things and like comes together, and like I don't want to like be weird about it and like make it all weird, but I just feel like I'm feeling like emotion about it, and I just wanted to say thank you. Okay, to action. Go make TBRs that I can steal for the rest of the year. Mwah! I shall see you soon. Okay, bye.